Hey guys, it's me, Brendel Monte Alto, and it's been a long time since I made a serious video and all, and I want to be real with you guys now today. Actually, I did talk about this in a few posts before, or like my last video, but I didn't really dig deep into that topic yet. And seeing that it's becoming more serious through the weeks, I think it's time I elaborated on it. But I'm not gonna. But even though you know who my close friends are, I'm gonna keep their names anonymous in case of the risk of insensitivity. Because 6 years ago, a YouTuber I like, made a post on Google Plus back when it was still alive on how he had suicidal thoughts, and it gave me so much anxiety that I made a reaction video. But my sister caught it in the act and said it was insensitive, and the way that I reacted and the way it delivered was insensitive. So I took down the video and I learned how to try to not be insensitive. So yeah, I have friends, really close friends, and I'm very attached to them. But thanks to COVID-19 last year and the quarantine, it helped me grow more attached to my friends, and when they talk about their issues and all, and it helped me, expound on myself as a person and as a friend, and how good or bad of a friend I can be sometimes, or most of the time. And their angsty posts get slowly more consistent, that it becomes like a weekly thing or something. And then now I didn't have a worst fear before. I didn't know what my worst fear was, but thanks to how attached to my friends I am, I now know what my worst fear is: losing the people I care about abruptly. And I don't mean losing my friends like my friends leave me for their own thing, or my friends don't want to be my friends anymore, or my friends leaving YouTube or social media forever. That's not what I mean. What I mean by that is losing my friends to their depression winning, and they they do something where they're never seen again. Now, I know when I talk friends out of those thoughts, my sister told me that I shouldn't say stuff like "you're gonna go to hell," or that's called running away from your problems. I can't say stuff like that because it's called guilt tripping. And guilt tripping is a very bad thing. And I've been told about this, but I really think mental health should be checked as regularly as physical health, because the brain is the most important thing in your body, and you have to keep it well. But adults are always ignorant of that. Parents, teachers, and the priests. They don't know that mental health is a serious issue that needs to be helped. And therapists are expensive because of fucking capitalism. And seeing that not many people are helping with that, and it's forcing millennials and teenagers to do the adults' work, that makes me worried for all of my friends and fans. Now, I don't really have as much issues because I'm slowly getting more self-love, and my sister says I'm privileged. Like, even though I'm pan-curious, I still lean towards girls, and I still want a wife. But other people who are not like me, members of the LGBT community, including the arrows and the aces, they're being overlooked and ignored. They need to be more seen. And my sister has an ongoing issue that I'm not gonna say, but I wish I was more sympathetic of her, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. And I also have a cousin who has plenty of issues, and see, that's the thing. The thought of losing people I care about haunts me. It scares me. Like, every morning I wake up with a rapidly beating heart because of an anxiety. And then I check my friends' posts to see if they're okay. And I have to expect the worst because I don't want to be too surprised about it. I know I'm not supposed to have this paranoia. It makes me seem like I'm faithless and not trusting. Like, I know I come off as like I don't trust my friends, that they would be okay. But the feelings, it still haunts me. Because in Space Jam 2, Bugs Bunny had an issue about being alone in his world because he lost his friends. Because his friends left to other worlds. And that hits kinda hard for me, to be honest. And that's one of the things I like about that movie. And that's the most relatable that Bugs has been. And, there's another example is in Centaur World, when Wamawink is so overprotective of her family because when she was a kid, she lost her whole family to to the Beast Army. I don't know. And yeah, that kind of hits hard, I guess. But I still have a whole real life family here. But my other family, my internet family, I'm worried about all of you. Because what if I lose you? What if I lose the people I care about? And this anxiety is the main reason why I wrote in one of my Dis and Dis scripts, and I quote, "Suicide doesn't end the pain, it passes the pain on to others." I actually got that line off of a comment in a clip of a Will Smith movie, and that really hits hard. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I really try to have faith that you all will be okay, and your well-being will be intact for many years to come. I really try. I keep assuring to myself because of an example, a real life example of, was it 2021? An example of 2 years ago when someone attempted it and got hospitalized, and he turned out okay, and he is actively trying to make his own life better. And I put to my head that there are people who had it worse, and people are grown up, and some people only have that phase in their teenage life or young adult life. And the fact that some of my friends tend to have those kinds of thoughts, it scares me. And it breaks my heart to see that people have it. Just because I don't have as much issues doesn't mean that my issues are small. The one issue I have, a really big issue, it's a really big issue, and it fits with the amounts of issues my friends have. And I forgot to mention in the topic of media about Steven Universe Future that Steven has a depression and he won't talk about it to the people who are close to him. And I'm really glad that Steven Universe Future promotes mental health. And seeing the idea of suicide is becoming more scary to me because I don't plan on hurting myself. But my sister warned me that if those thoughts, if the negative emotions linger, the brain will start to get out of control, and the person is not gonna be able to control it. And that's really scary if you ask me. I'm sorry, guys. I, I'm just scared if I might lose you all. And if I ever did, I wouldn't know how to move on. I shouldn't have had this unhealthy paranoia. But I don't know how to control it. And I should mention that when my friends found partners, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, by the way, if they're non-binary, just call them a partner, because that's easier. But yeah, when they found partners, I was genuinely happy for them. And the paranoia decreased because I felt assured that they will be okay. But the decreasing paranoia was only temporary, because angsty posts still occurred as often as before. So that's disappointing, I guess. If I talked about it to my family, they're gonna suggest that I just leave and ignore it, but that would be called running away from your problems. And even if I and they might also tell me that stuff like you shouldn't have went there in the first place. But even if I didn't have social media accounts or friends like you, I would still be having this issue no matter what, because there are a lot of people who are like you. And also the fact that the 4th episode of What If taught me that no matter how much changed, the Nexus event still occurs. Like, everyone, like, I'm thankful that I'm aware of people with issues, because no matter what, I'd still be exposed to it. At school, the friends I make, neighbors, yada yada. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that another thing that made my anxiety worse is the fact that Charmix, my favorite YouTube reactor, just left on April Fool's Day. It wasn't a joke. And that's another thing that's related to the Bugs Bunny thing. Abandonment issues or stuff like that. And another thing that bothers me is that people tend to say nobody cares about me, or everybody hates me, or nobody likes me, or no one. But in truth, there are a lot of people who care about you. I care about you. So please, if you ever think stuff about that, like if you ever tell yourself nobody likes you or no one cares about you, you should remember that there are people who care about you. I care about you. And I do understand you. So, in short, I have a recurring anxiety that I might lose my friends. Maybe I'm just a clingy asshole like Wreck-It Ralph in Ralph Breaks the Internet. Maybe I I don't want to be the kind of person who just wants my friends to stay just for my own advantage. For example, voice acting. This is exactly why I must prepare backup voices. Because sometimes you have to prepare for the worst. You can't expect life to be just happy and sunshines and rainbows. But at the same time, it's not all dark clouds and smoke and rain. Which is exactly the message of Everything's Not Awesome song in Lego Movie 2. And sometimes you have to see pain as a thing that makes you stronger. And Charmix, when he talked about a YouTube pooper who killed himself, said that there is hope. It always gets better. Like, yeah, it always gets better. And you should remember, you are not alone in this world. Which is also the exact message of the song in Dear Evan Hansen, You Will Be Found. I know some of you have, I assume some of you have issues that you don't really want to talk about. That's why you come off as a happy-go-lucky person, and you don't talk about issues as much. But I hope you will do fine, because people need to be aware of mental illness, and people with mental issues need help, like actual help. But all I can do for now is just assure you that I am not a therapist. I don't have professional knowledge, but you have to know that you're not alone. Nobody is. I know you are all fragile things, but you can make yourselves stronger and find hope. If you get enough help, then you will be okay. And you should know that I will never ever neglect you. I will always have your back. This doesn't just apply to my friends, like my friends in the Rascals, but this also applies to my fans who I don't really know, who probably have similar issues. So, yeah, I really hope the best for you, and I'm sorry for talking about this, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys about this recurring thing that's happening. But I just had to get it off my chest since it's becoming more serious. So, yeah. If you need anything else that might help you have hope, go watch some videos of a YouTube channel called Psych2Go. Psych2Go has really good points, but they say that they're not really diagnoses, just informational stuff, but a lot of people have held the channel close to them. And when the movie Dear Evan Hansen comes out in like a couple of weeks, I recommend that you go watch it, because the stage musical helped a lot of people. Or better yet, maybe find the bootleg of the musical. Maybe that'll help. So whenever you feel sad or lonely, you have to keep in mind that you are not alone. And if you say, and if you watch my videos that help you feel better when you have depression, let me say thank you. That really means a lot to me. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish you all the best, and this is Brando Monte Alto signing off. See you later. Bye.